Why is it that we so often forget about ourselves? Why do we devote so much mental energy to the lives and opinions of others, yet fail to notice how much time slips away unnoticed? We're constantly caught up in the demands of work, family, and society, thinking about what others want, how we are perceived, or what we should be doing. But in the process, we lose sight of the most important thing, ourselves. How many of us have had moments where we felt like we were living on autopilot, simply going through the motions without truly engaging with the present moment? Time moves so quickly when we're distracted, consumed by external pressures, and focused on everything but the here and now. We tell ourselves we'll make time for self-reflection or personal growth later, but later never comes. We constantly promise ourselves that we'll slow down and be present, yet the clock keeps ticking and the years pass by. But why is it that we let this happen? Why do we push our own needs and desires to the back of our minds, always putting others first? Is it the desire for approval, the fear of judgment, or perhaps the illusion that there will always be more time to focus on ourselves? This is the trap we fall into, the belief that there's always a tomorrow, a next week, or a next year. But the truth is, time doesn't wait for us to catch up. It moves forward relentlessly, regardless of how many plans we make. We can't change the past, and we have no control over the future. The only thing we truly have is the present. Now is the moment to realize that the power to shape our lives lies in our hands. The Stoics knew this well. They understood that by focusing on the things we can control, our thoughts, our responses, and our actions, we can break free from the cycle of distraction and truly live. It's time to stop giving away our energy to things that don't serve us and start using our time to build the life we want. The time to act is now. To break free from the chaos and reclaim control of our lives, we must first look inward. What do we want? What are we waiting for? It's time to start living intentionally, because every moment is precious. The journey begins now. Number 1, you cannot control events, but you can always control your response to them. One of the most powerful aspects of Stoicism is the ability to control one's emotions and reactions, especially when external circumstances are beyond our control. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to let external stressors, be it work, relationships, or societal pressures, affect our emotional state. However, the Stoic principle teaches us that we are not victims of these forces. We always have the choice to decide how to respond. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations highlights that the real power we possess is our ability to govern our thoughts. Life will present challenges and hardships, but we are not helpless in how we perceive and react to them. By practicing self-control, we gain the freedom to think rationally and act with intention, rather than being overwhelmed by emotions like anger, frustration, or fear. Self-control doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but understanding them. It's about creating space between stimulus and response, where we can make a conscious choice that aligns with our values. Rather than reacting impulsively, we take time to assess the situation, evaluate our options, and respond thoughtfully. The Stoics understood that maintaining rationality amid chaos is not only possible, but necessary for a fulfilling life. In embracing self-control, we unlock our true potential, allowing us to navigate life's uncertainties with calmness and clarity. Number 2, do not try to change people around you. Change your attitude toward them, and you will see how they change. Living in harmony with nature is central to Stoic thought. By nature, Stoicism refers to both the natural world and the inherent order of the universe. Stoics believe that everything in life has a purpose, and by living in accordance with this purpose, we can achieve peace and fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that he was part of a larger whole, an interconnected system that extends beyond the individual. He encouraged himself to act in harmony with the greater order of things, to embrace his role in the world, and to serve the greater good. This idea of living according to nature isn't just about environmental consciousness, but embracing the inherent structure and purpose of life. Stoicism teaches us to accept the natural flow of events. This includes the inevitability of change, aging, and even death. Rather than resisting these realities, we should accept them as part of the grand scheme of things. By doing so, we are able to live with less anxiety and fear, understanding that each part of existence has its rightful place. The key to living a good life, according to Stoics, is to recognize our part in the universe and to align our actions with the natural laws governing the world. This law encourages us to reflect on our actions and intentions, asking whether they are in line with the natural order. Are we living in a way that contributes to the collective well-being? Are we acting with integrity and purpose? Living according to nature means accepting the things we cannot change and focusing on what we can control: our character, our virtues, and our contributions to the world around us. Number 3, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The Stoic principle of accepting the inevitable is one of the most empowering, yet often difficult, teachings. Epictetus, in his Enchiridion, emphasizes that the key to achieving tranquility lies in recognizing the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. Stoics understood that while we may not be able to control external events, we always have the power to choose our reactions to those events. This law calls us to focus on our internal world rather than external circumstances. We cannot control the actions of others, the unpredictability of life, or even our own bodily functions. Things will go wrong, people will disappoint us, and life will not always unfold the way we hope. However, rather than reacting with anger, frustration, or fear, Stoicism encourages us to accept these things as a natural part of existence. By doing so, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Take, for example, a personal setback, perhaps a failed business venture, a missed promotion, or a breakup. These situations, while challenging, are inevitable parts of life. They may feel like the end of the world in the moment, but when viewed through the Stoic lens, they are simply events that occur, not reflections of our worth or abilities. The key is not to resist the reality of these events, but to accept them as they are and then respond in a way that aligns with our values and purpose. Stoicism teaches us that suffering arises not from the event itself, but from our judgment of it. If we can shift our perception and reframe a painful experience, we can transform it into an opportunity for growth. For example, a job loss might seem devastating at first, but if we view it as a chance to explore new opportunities or focus on developing new skills, the event shifts from a source of suffering to a catalyst for personal development. Acceptance does not mean passivity or resignation. It is not about giving up and allowing life to happen to us without effort. Rather, it's about recognizing that certain things are outside our control and focusing our energy on what we can change, our response. By accepting what is inevitable, we can conserve our energy for those aspects of life where we can make a real difference. This mindset allows us to move forward with greater peace and clarity, knowing that we are not weighed down by things that are beyond our influence. One of the most difficult things to accept in life is death. The Stoics did not shy away from acknowledging the inevitability of death, and in fact, they believed that contemplating it regularly could help us live more fully. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, writes extensively about the transient nature of life and encourages us to make peace with the idea that our time is limited. Instead of fearing death, we should use the awareness of its inevitability as a motivator to live more intentionally and with purpose. Acceptance of the inevitable also applies to the concept of fate. The Stoics taught that we should embrace the idea that we are part of a larger cosmic order, and while we may not understand the reasons behind certain events, there is a greater purpose to everything that happens. This doesn't mean that we passively accept injustice or wrongdoing, but it does mean that we recognize that not everything is within our control, and there are forces larger than us at work in the world. This law encourages us to ask ourselves a critical question in the face of adversity. Is this within my control? If the answer is yes, we take action. If the answer is no, we practice acceptance. This shift in perspective frees us from the mental and emotional burden of trying to change the unchangeable and allows us to focus on what we can influence. Embracing acceptance is a liberating practice. It doesn't mean we become indifferent to life's challenges. Rather, it means we develop the mental strength to handle them with grace and resilience. It's about acknowledging the inevitable and learning to thrive despite it. When we accept that pain, loss, failure, and disappointment are part of life, we begin to see them not as personal affronts, but as universal experiences that every person faces. This universal understanding helps us feel less isolated in our suffering and more connected to others. Number 4, the past is gone, and no one can bring it back. Live today, for it is yours. The Stoics understood that clinging to the past, whether through regret, resentment, or nostalgia, prevents us from living fully in the present. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that what matters most is not what has already happened, but how we engage with the current moment. We cannot change the past, but we have complete control over how we respond to it. This principle encourages us to let go of attachments to things we cannot change. Whether it's past mistakes, missed opportunities, or old grudges, these attachments keep us tied to things that no longer serve us. Instead of ruminating over past events, Stoicism teaches us to use them as lessons, not as anchors that hold us back. Letting go of the past is an act of self-liberation. It frees us from the weight of regret and guilt, allowing us to move forward with clarity and focus. By accepting that the past is beyond our control, we redirect our energy toward what we can influence, the present moment and the future. When we live without the burden of the past, we open ourselves to new opportunities and experiences. This law invites us to reflect on whether we are holding on to things that are hindering our progress. Are we letting past failures or disappointments define our present actions? Letting go allows us to embrace the present with greater openness and resilience. Number 5, time is the most valuable thing we have, and the worst thing we can do is waste it. Time is one of the most precious resources we have. Seneca, in his letters to Lucilius, frequently spoke about the fleeting nature of time and the importance of using it wisely. He warned against wasting time on trivial pursuits or distractions, as time once lost cannot be regained. In today's world, distractions are plentiful. From social media and entertainment to work pressures and societal expectations, it's easy to lose sight of what really matters. However, Stoicism teaches us that time is not infinite, and we must spend it on things that align with our values and purpose. This law urges us to consider how we spend our time. Are we investing it in personal growth, meaningful relationships, or projects that contribute to our well-being? Are we procrastinating or spending too much time on things that don't bring us closer to our goals? Seneca reminds us that time is the one thing that, once spent, can never be regained. Therefore, we must use it with intention, investing it in what truly matters to us. By prioritizing the things that bring us fulfillment and avoiding unnecessary distractions, we maximize the value of each day. This law encourages us to reflect on how we can make better use of our time, not letting it slip away unnoticed. Number 6, true freedom comes from within. Inner peace is achieved by changing how you perceive the world. Epictetus taught that inner peace comes from within, not from external circumstances. Our reactions to events and people are what disturb our peace, not the events themselves. Stoicism invites us to develop resilience, so we can face life's challenges without being overwhelmed by them. By practicing emotional discipline, we cultivate the ability to maintain inner calm regardless of external circumstances. In today's world, stress and anxiety are common experiences. Whether from work, family, or personal struggles, we often find ourselves reacting emotionally to things beyond our control. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control the world around us, we can control our responses to it. By practicing mindfulness and self-reflection, we can detach ourselves from external events and maintain an inner sense of tranquility. This law encourages us to examine our emotional reactions and ask whether they are serving us. When faced with a challenge, can we remain calm and rational? Do we let our emotions dictate our responses, or do we choose to respond from a place of inner strength? Achieving inner peace is a lifelong process, But by embracing Stoic principles, we can cultivate a more peaceful and resilient mind. Number 7. Do not seek happiness in the future. It is already present in your here and now. One of the most profound teachings of Stoicism is the emphasis on living in the present. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, continually reminds himself that the only moment truly within his grasp is the present moment. The past has already occurred and cannot be changed, while the future is uncertain and unpredictable. Yet, the present is always available to us, and it is in the present that we have the power to act, reflect, and live meaningfully. In today's fast-paced world, this principle is more relevant than ever. Many of us find ourselves caught in a cycle of worrying about the future or regretting the past. We plan for what's coming next, whether it's work deadlines, vacations, or personal goals, and in doing so, we miss the opportunity to experience the fullness of the moment we're living right now. Alternatively, we may dwell on mistakes we've made or lost opportunities, allowing these thoughts to occupy our mental space and prevent us from fully engaging in the present. Stoicism encourages us to break free from this cycle. It teaches us that true contentment and inner peace lie in embracing the here and now. The Stoics understood that the more we focus on the present moment, the less we are distracted by anxieties about the future or regrets from the past. Living in the present moment means being fully engaged with what is happening right now, without letting the mind wander into what-if scenarios. For example, if you are having a conversation with someone, focus on them fully. Rather than thinking about what you're going to say next or whether you're impressing them, listen and respond with full attention. This not only improves the quality of your relationships, but also helps you appreciate the richness of each interaction. In the context of work, living in the present means focusing on the task at hand, rather than constantly worrying about future deadlines or reflecting on past mistakes. By dedicating ourselves fully to the work we're doing right now, we are able to produce better results and experience a deeper sense of accomplishment. Moreover, this principle encourages us to experience life in its simplest moments. Rather than constantly seeking big achievements or external validation, we learn to find fulfillment in small, everyday actions. Whether it's enjoying a meal, taking a walk, or reading a book, being present allows us to appreciate life's pleasures more fully. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring the future. Stoicism doesn't advocate for a passive approach to life, where we simply wait for things to happen. Rather, it encourages us to take purposeful action in the present, with an understanding that the future will unfold as a result of our current efforts. By focusing on what we can do now, we naturally set ourselves up for success in the future without the burden of excessive worry or stress. Another key aspect of this law is letting go of past regrets. The Stoics believe that the past cannot be changed, so dwelling on it is a waste of energy. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote extensively about accepting the present as it is and reframing our past experiences as opportunities for growth, rather than sources of suffering. This Stoic acceptance of the past frees us to live fully in the present, without carrying the emotional weight of past mistakes or missed opportunities. Living in the present is not about denying the importance of planning for the future or reflecting on the past. Instead, it's about recognizing that both the past and future have their place, but they should not overshadow the present. When we live in the present, we create a balanced approach to life, where we engage with the here and now while still being mindful of our past experiences and future aspirations. The Stoics believe that by focusing on the present, we develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. We are not distracted by unimportant concerns, but are instead grounded in the reality of the moment. By training ourselves to be more present, we cultivate mindfulness, reduce stress, and enhance our overall well-being. In conclusion, living in the present moment is one of the most valuable Stoic principles we can adopt in our modern lives. It allows us to break free from the constant cycle of worry and regret, giving us the freedom to fully experience life as it happens. By embracing the present, we not only find peace, but also open the door to a richer, more meaningful existence. The present is all we truly have, and by making the most of it, we can live a life of purpose, clarity, and fulfillment. Now that you've taken a moment to reflect on the fleeting nature of time and the power you hold over your own life, it's time to take action. Don't let another day pass without moving forward. You've recognized the distractions, the procrastination, the endless cycle of putting others before yourself. But now, you have the key to break free. The Stoic principles we've discussed are not abstract ideas. They are actionable steps you can begin to implement today. It's time to take control of your thoughts, to live with purpose, and to focus on what truly matters. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to start making changes in your life. The perfect moment is now. Start by focusing on what you can control, accepting what you can't, and embracing the present with intention and clarity. Think about it. Every single day is an opportunity to begin anew, to refocus your energy, and to steer your life in the direction you want to go. Don't let the momentum of the past keep you from moving forward. You have the power to decide today and every day how you will live. If this message resonated with you, if you feel the spark to make a change, then now is the moment to subscribe and take the next step. Don't let this be just another fleeting thought. Turn it into action. Join me on this journey, and let's unlock the full potential of your life together. Subscribe now, because your future starts today. You've got this. Let's make the most of every moment.